MMA/UFC facts that sound fake but are actually true. UFC 14 was the first event to require gloves. Tito Ortiz's first name is actually Jacob. Emmanuel Yarbrough is the heaviest fighter in UFC history. He weighs 616 pounds, stands at 6'8", and competed in UFC 3. UFC 76, aka UFC Knockout, did not feature any knockouts, the first of its kind. Speaking of ironic titles, at Pride 31 Unbreakable, Shogun broke his arm, so things are pretty breakable. And at UFC 125, aka UFC Resolution, there really was no resolution for the lightweight title because that ended in a draw. But something historical did happen at this event. Frankie Edgar became the only fighter in history to suffer 3 knockdowns in a single round and not lose the fight. Again, it was a draw, at least not a loss. Brian Bowles has 2 victories over Damasio Page. Both victories featured the same move at the same time, which was by guillotine choke at 3:30 of the first round. The fastest knockout in UFC history belongs to Jorge Masvidal when he knocked out Ben Askren in 5 seconds. Conor McGregor became the only fighter in company history to earn 8 consecutive Fight Night bonuses in 8 consecutive bouts. UFC 223 featured 7 fighters who landed 100 or more significant strikes. This is a single event record for the UFC. UFC 228 was the only event to feature 2 knee bar submission results in the same event. UFC 217 was the only event to feature 3 title changes within the same event. And UFC 1 had no judges. The only fighter so far to earn 5 knockout victories in under 1 minute is Anthony Johnson. Technically, Conor McGregor has more retirement announcements than title defenses. He announced his retirement on 3 different occasions. Yoel Romero was roughly 36 years old when he made his first UFC debut in 2013. To put that into perspective, Jose Aldo is 36 years old right now as of this upload. And Romero's doctor has stated that the tendons in his eyes are 3 times thicker than that of a normal person, and that he's never seen a human like him before, despite being a medical professional for over 50 years. For example, here's Romero taking a kick to the face and then rebounding from it like nothing happened. UFC 169, nice, set the record for the most fights to go on a decision at a single event with 10 decisions. Jim Miller so far holds the most bouts in UFC history with 42 bouts and counting. He first fought in UFC 89, fought in UFC 100, and even in UFC 200. He made it a personal goal to be a part of UFC 300, which would take place around April or May of 2024, barring any delays. Ken and Frank Shamrock aren't biological brothers, they were both adopted by Bob Shamrock. The Octagon ring itself was inspired by Chuck Norris and his 1980 film called The Octagon. So here were UFC facts that sound fake but are actually true. Let me know if you want to see a part 2. Don't forget to tap out that like button and subscribe with notifications turned on. I'm Ringside Rewind, and I'll fast forward to you later.